literature lovers and history buffs.
Ever wondered what the world was like just before the Roaring Twenties?
We're taking a trip back to the Edwardian era, a fascinating time from 1901 to 1915. It's a period that saw a huge cultural shift, especially in how people thought about childhood. Before, children's stories were often preachy or overly moralistic, but during the Edwardian era, things got a lot more subjective, and fun. The Edwardian era, named after King Edward VII, was a time when the idea of a child is central to childhood became the defining mood. This new way of thinking completely changed the children's literature. Authors began to write from a child's perspective, focusing on imagination and adventure instead of just lessons. It was all about entering a child's world. A perfect example is Beatrix Potter's The Tale of Peter Rabbit, written in 1901. Instead of cautionary tale about disobedient rabbit, it's a story of a mischievous little creature's adventure. The same can be said for Frances Hodgson Burnett's A Little Princess, written in 1905, and The Secret Garden, written in 1910. These stories dive deep into the emotional lives of their young protagonists, showing us the inner worlds and struggles.
The Edwardian era was all about embracing the whimsical and the magical. Perhaps the most iconic example is James Matthew Barrie's Peter Pan, which first came to the stage in 1904 and was later published as a novel. The story of a boy who never grows up and lives in a magical place called Neverland perfectly captures the spirit of the period. It's a pure celebration of childhood fantasy and the freedom of imagination. And who could forget Kenneth Grahame's The Wind in the Willows from 1908? It's a story about anthropomorphic animals that embodies a cozy, nostalgic charm. These books were more than just stories. They were gateways to different worlds, a stark contrast to the stuffy, Victorian tales that came before them.
While many Edwardian books were full of warmth and wonder, the era also had a sharp, witty side. Hilaire Belloc's Cautionary Tales for Children, collected in 1907, shows this perfectly. Unlike the serious Victorian cautionary tales, Belloc's poems are darkly humorous and satirical. They mock the very idea of moralistic fables with titles like Jim, who ran away from his nurse and was eaten by a lion. It's a playful yet clever jab at the old-fashioned way of teaching kids. So, whether it was through tales of mischievous rabbits, boys who never grew up, or witty satirical verses, the Edwardian era revolutionized children's literature. It left a legacy of stories that continues to speak our imaginations today, proving that the best tales are those that understand the magic and wonder of being a kid.